Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. So I believe that all of you must have seen that press or that speech which William Samoei Ruto gave during the European Union's meeting. It was, I think, on Tuesday.
Dear colleagues, in an increasingly complex geopolitical context, the European and African continents share mutual challenges and concerns.
For those who will follow our footsteps, I thank you.
And what followed that speech was that there was a standing ovation. And what followed that standing ovation is that people like Dennis Tumbi, all the UDA, bloggers, took to their relevant social media plugins and applauded the fact that William Ruto was given a standing ovation. I am not trying to say that that was a very bad thing. That was a very good thing. I agree. But you see, what William Samoei Ruto was trying to also front there was also a very good thing, because it was about the tax regime, change of the tax regime to favor Africans and probably Kenyans. And he was given a standing ovation. But one funny thing is that, and I think for once, people need to start agreeing to what Julius Malema has been saying, or Paul Kagame has been fronting, or even what Uganda president has been saying. Uganda president does not give a damn about these European people. That's why there's a time in a certain function, I think it was a UN function, this is what Uganda president said.
Whenever I travel abroad, I pack my own Ugandan foods: milk, millet flour, fruits, legumes, chicken, honey, and plantain bananas. The other day, my pineapple stocks ran out, and my staff bought pineapples from a supermarket in UK. I just took one slice and terminated the whole exercise at once. First of all, the pineapple is hard. I have never seen a hard pineapple until I saw the one in London. It is less sweet and has got an ammonia-like pungent taste. I had the same experience in Washington once. They brought something they called pineapple. I couldn't believe it. Why must citizens of the world endure these deprivations on account of policies designed to serve narrow interests? I will not eat pineapple again until I go back to Uganda.
So that's why I want to take you to the latest happenings. And this latest news that we got has been brought about by a tweet that Pauline Njoroge shared in her X handle. Let me update you on something you might have missed. Earlier in the week, William Ruto received a standing ovation at the European Parliament after he delivered his speech on fair global financial regime. His MPs and bloggers were super excited about it. They were almost hyperventilating on these streets. Guess what? All these European countries did the following day at the UN. They voted against Africa's proposition for a fair tax regime. Yes, after giving Ruto a standing ovation and getting his people super excited, they all voted against the agenda he was pushing for. Talk of a stab on the back. That's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Talk of a stab on the back. And that's why someone by the name Hezbon Etienne has also gone to his X handle and said, he is a good orator. Yes, he deserved the applause, but performance-wise, he is a dwarf. I mean, that's what he says. Then there is another person by the name Dr. Sadist who says, well, it seems like the European Parliament just delivered a standing ovation to William Ruto's speech unfair global financial regime, only to give Africa a cold shoulder the next day at the UN. It is like applauding a chief for a delicious meal and then refusing to taste. That's so funny. Applauding a chef for a delicious meal and then refusing to taste the meal. And someone says William Ruto is a dwarf development-wise. Those are not my words, ladies and gentlemen. These are things, if you go to the responses which are given to Paul Njoroge's tweet, that's what was said here. So let me take you to this narrative of Paul Kagame, Uganda President Yoweri Museveni, and Julius Malema. These are three of the people who have been known to be voicing their opposition against the Western influence. And one of the people who has been affected adversely is Uganda, because Uganda was recently denied loan simply because they refused to toe the line and support LGBTQ. That is something you saw. So on to this debate. I mean, European unions now say no to what William Samoei Ruto was affronting. So the question is, why did they give him that standing ovation? Ama hii ni ile tu kupaka. I mean, I don't know how to refer to this, but maybe Julius Malema is right when he says that the West needs to respect Africans. Maybe Paul Kagame is right when he also talks about the same neocolonialism. If you've been someone who has been following the geopolitics, much to the effect that you've been also going to Russia, Ukraine debate, you must have understand that UK and the US, they have been pushing for unfair policies because they have interest in Africa. If at all the European Union countries there, if they meant well for Kenya or for Africa, they could have voted in support of the tax regime which William Samoei Ruto was pushing there. But what did they do? They chose to applaud the chef for cooking a good meal, but refused to taste this meal. So mimi naona hapa ni kwamba wazungu walimuenjoy Ruto, wakampaka mafuta. It's like I don't know how to refer to this, but this is not good or well to Africans. For those people who have been following the West, that's why you find that so many other countries now are looking at West na macho mawili. Wako na mguu moja kwa West, mguu moja kwa East. Countries like Niger had to, remove the presidents there, their president, and support the East. Countries like Niger. So, Djibouti has also complained. The president complained and said that they have been given numerous sanctions as a result of them supporting, because they support Russia. So they have been given sanctions after sanctions because they don't toe the line. Like there's a time that the president of Djibouti was telling Putin that it's high time you took over this mantle and to do a different path for African nations to follow. I don't know whether this is going to happen, but that's the case. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case here. I hope you've understood what Paul Njoroge is saying. And Paul Njoroge's statements border around the fact that Wazungu, all the European countries, walimuenjoy William Samoei Ruto. They gave him a standing ovation and made all the UDA MPs, excluding some people like Boni Alwale, wenda kwa tweet to their ex account, wakiongea. By the end of the day, the goal was not achieved. I think that's why I agree with Mama Sulu, who said in front of William Samoei Ruto that it's high time African nations, they channel their own path and depended on their own. So Mama Sulu was right.
Mimi nataka niungane na ndugu wangu Ruto, climate financing, lakini nadhani it's high time sisi wa Afrika tuache kutegemea sana wengine kwenye climate financing. Nadhani tuje na strategies, mbinu ambazo tutakuwa na mifuko yetu wenyewe ya climate financing, kwa sababu kutegemea wengine tunacheleweshwa.
If at all William Samoei could just heed to what Mama Sulu said, Then attach as was a UN, all the standing ovation that is normally given. So the first time, by the way, there was a time he was given another one. Even here in Africa, he has gotten a standing ovation. But hizi vitu zote huwa hazifanyiki. So this is what someone has called a backstab. Support the European policies. They don't support your policies. We are agreeing, the country here agreed to LGBTQ. They supported the US policy here in Kenya. But are they supporting the policies that Africans want? That is another thing, ladies and gentlemen. So just go below the comment section and please just react to what the European countries have done to Africans. Just go there and react. The votes were not in favor of Africans. The votes were meant to continue kugandamiza wa Afrika na ushuru na taxation nyingi kugandamiza wa Afrika. Loans will still be expensive to Africans. Now, if you're a first-time viewer or a regular viewer who hasn't subscribed to this channel, I'd like to kindly request you to subscribe to this channel. Give this video a like and don't forget to hit the notification bell. It's so important so that every time I upload any video, you will always become the first person to get notified. So ladies and gentlemen, stay safe and stay blessed.